I'm a real number. I have to get out of here.
Hello again.
Get me out of here. I'm a real number, see?
I know, I'm not stupid. You have to learn about imaginary numbers before you leave. Once you understand, I have a box, and it will open to have the key to your departure.
Okay, imaginary numbers. Is that like pi or something?
No, pi's not an imaginary number, that's rational. Imaginary numbers look like this. I'm one.
That's a letter!
No, why does everybody say that? Anyway, imaginary numbers are when you take the square root of any number less than 1, so negative numbers.
I equals the square root of -1.
That makes sense. I'm so confused!
Okay, I'll explain so even you could understand. You get imaginary numbers when you can take the square root of a negative number, and so when there's no real solution.
So square root of -9. Note you like numbers to multiply to -9, so you break square root of -9 into square root of 9 times square root of -1. Square root of 9 is 3, and square root of -1 is I, so the answer is 3I.
Okay, I kind of get it. Can you combine real and imaginary numbers, no problem?
Yeah, so 5 times the square root of -12 would be...
Okay, so 5 times the square root of -12 equals 5 times the square root of -4, because the negative goes with the perfect square, times the square root of 3. The square root of -4 is 2i. 5 times 2i times rad 3 is 10i rad 3.
Great, super radical!
What's a super radical? Oh, anyway, who knew real and imaginary numbers could get along?
In some problems, you may have to work with powers of I. Powers of I go in a cycle of 4. I to the first equals I to the second equals -1, I to the third equals -I, and I to the fourth equals 1. I to the 0 is 1, like when you're dealing with real numbers, a number to the 0th power is always 1. To find what I to the x equals, divide the exponent by 4 and find the remainder if there is any, so I to the 16th. Divide the exponent by 4, which is 4, and I to the 4th, according to the rules of the cycle of 4, equals 1. So I to the 16th is 1.
Whoa, I get it. But if you're in a hurry and you have a remainder, it could get tricky.
Well, modern imaginary number world developed the sacred graphing calculator to replace thinking.
Press second decimal point key and then the caret button and type in your exponent. You get this weird number, but the number that is on its own, separated by addition or subtraction, is your answer. So in this example, second I caret to the 16th equals I minus 4e minus 13i. That's a weird number. But the number on its own is your answer. 1 is separated by subtraction, and so the number's on its own. So your answer is 1. Both methods get you the same answer.
Since I'm allergic to words, I'll use the calculator.
And an imaginary number bi can be added to a real number a to form a complex number of the form a plus bi, where a and b are called, respectively, a as the real part and b as the imaginary part.
I'm really getting this.
You need to use your imagination with math, and then anything's possible.
Okay, can I go now?
No, you're not done. Hold your horses. You have to answer 3 questions. Then you'll be able to open this box, and that'll be the key to your departure. Ready? First question. Is pi an imaginary number? No! Aww.
Number 2. 4i to the 20th times 6i to the 13th.
I to the 20th is 1 and I to the 13th is I, using the cycle of 4 technique. So, 4 times 1 is 4, and 6 times I is 6i. So, 4 times 6i is 24i.
Great job! Last question. Here's level 100. Psh, not really.
4 plus square root of -9 minus square root of -25.
Okay, feeling confident. The square root of -9 is 3i, and the square root of -25 is 5i. Now we have 4 plus 3i minus 5i. Distribute the negative into 5i and change the operation to addition, and you end up with 4 minus 2i. Yay!
The lock is open.
Is that the key in there? Yes, finally, I can go home. It's good.
A key? What key?
You said if I learn this stuff, I could have the key to get home.
A key? No, I just wanted you to learn about this wonderful math concept, and there's so much to learn too.
Whatever, you said if I learn all this, I can leave. So what's in the box?
My lunch. You can exit that away.